words hot and Acura are not usually found in the same sentence. The last time might have been with the original NSX back in the 1990s. But now they belonged together once again when describing the sum of the following parts. There's a twin turbocharged 3.5-liter V6 gasoline engine, one electric motor up front, two electric motors at the back, a total output of 573 horsepower and 476 pounds-feet of torque, top speed is 191 miles per hour, and acceleration from standstill to 60 miles per hour in 3.1 seconds. But that's not all. The way it holds a tight, fast cornering line is borderline ferocious. Yet in quiet mode, driven slowly through town, the NSX is a genuinely pleasant user-friendly hybrid. In the beginning was the Porsche 911. Most other manufacturers rightly surmised that they didn't have the abilities to make a rival. But years pass, races are on and expertise gained. The street car to come out of Audi's many triumphs in the 24-hour Le Mans race is the R8. We're now just into the R8 second generation. It's still a mid-engine machine with standard all-wheel drive, and it remains one of the most benign supercars. That's quite a feat considering that its gorgeous 5.2-liter V10 engine pushes out a breathtaking 610 horsepower and 413 pounds-feet of torque in the sizzling Hot Plus version. The regular model still manages 540 horsepower and 398 pounds-feet. There's something about the M2 that reminds us of the original BMW M3. Remember, that was a small coupe. It was built to comply with homologation requirements for German touring car racing and has since gone on to become a dream car for many enthusiasts. The M3 has grown bigger and heavier, though, so the smaller and lighter M2 starts to appeal even more. It dashes and darts, springs and sprints. It has turbocharged 3-liter 6-cylinder engine set into a smooth-running inline configuration. Output is 365 horsepower with 369 pounds-feet of torque, going just the rear wheels. That's enough power to count as hot, incidentally. Or we might prefer the word glorious. This car hits the hot button in so many ways. Not only is it the newest Corvette version, due in spring 2018, but it's also the most powerful. More like insanely powerful, as in the most extreme Corvette ever. The ZR1 6.2-liter V8 engine is supercharged to develop 755 horsepower and 715 pounds-feet of torque, to reach 60 miles per hour in under 3 seconds and hit 212 miles per hour. No wonder there's an optional high wing at the rear that can provide 950 pounds of downforce. This thing looks like it could achieve escape velocity without it. Buyers may also select a steering wheel made from carbon fiber and a performance data recorder. Cars don't get much hotter than Ferrari. This particular model is particularly desirable because of its traditional mid-engine layout. No folding hardtops or other concessions to the poser posse. Instead, there's the application of innovations and developments originally baptized in the fire of top-level motorsport. A turbocharged 4-liter V8 emits 661 horsepower and 560 pounds-feet of torque, driving just the rear wheels. Of course the 488 GTB can hit 60 miles per hour under 3 seconds and break the 200 mile per hour barrier. It's the product of a passionate operation based in one of the most car-obsessed countries in the world. Need proof? The local church rings its bells whenever Ferrari wins a Formula One race. The F-Type in general is a hot sports car, just look at those sleek lines. And the SVR is the hottest F-Type. This is the version with a supercharged 5-liter V8. Its extra aerodynamic appendages and huge air intakes tell parts of the story, but the crucial aspects are the 200 mph top speed and 3.5-second sprint to 62 miles per hour. Beyond the big numbers, though, there's a tactile dimension. The whole F-Type range feels great from the driver's seat, even the hard-to-get-right electrically assisted steering. The dynamics are absolutely world-class. The F-Type has a pretty face, but it's always been much more than that. The mere existence of Lamborghini is cause for celebration. A company making cars that look, sound and move the way Lamborghinis do is surely one of the great human endeavors. For maximum hotness, we've chosen the Aventador S, with 730 horsepower and 507 pounds-feet of torque from a 6.5-liter V12 stashed behind the two seats, and set into a lightweight yet dramatic-looking carbon fiber-intensive body. Top speed is 217 miles per hour, and the Aventador S can sprint from standstill to 60 miles per hour in under 2.9 seconds. It starts at around $450,000 for the coupe version. There's also a roadster variant, but being this blazing hot never comes cheap. Don't for 1 second fall back on the stereotype that MX-5 owners are more familiar with hair product than engine oil. On summer weekends, there are more MX-5 participating in grassroots motorsport events than any other type of car. More than 1 million have been sold. So if anyone is thinking that the current generation with only 155 horsepower doesn't belong among such illustrious company as the Lamborghini Aventador and McLaren 570S, just take one for a fast scoot down a twisting road and then come back and tell us it's not hot. The MX-5 also puts accessible rear-wheel drive fun into the hands of more people, because it's way more affordable than, say, a Porsche. There are several variants of the AMG GT, Mercedes-Benz's rival to the Porsche 911. But since we're picking the hottest sports cars, we're going for the most heat. That's the coupe-only R, which brings a massive 577 horsepower and 516 pounds-feet of torque into play from a twin-turbocharged 4-liter V8, an engine that is still hand-assembled by one technician in the traditional AMG way. The R is your rear drive, track-ready rocket with a manually adjustable transmission, wider tires at the back and a 9-setting traction control system. There was a time when AMG just tuned regular Mercedes-Benz vehicles, but now it's producing its own specialist cars. The 911 has traditionally been the hottest of hot sports cars. There's truly nothing else like it, and it's a perfect example of how the more you put into something, the more you get out of it. Find the right rhythm and this rear-engine creation becomes joyful. Of the many 911 permutations, we're loving the 2018 GT3 right now. One reason is that it makes 500 horsepower from a 4-liter flat-six engine without the aid of turbochargers or superchargers. That's impressive. Peak power comes in at a screaming 8,250 revolutions per minute, by which time the exhaust is singing, the hairs on the back of your neck are standing, and suddenly you believe that Porsche engineers are the best people in the world.